Bum, 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 What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Welcome on in, Hassan, Ariana, Go Looper. What is up? Hope you guys are doing well. Galaxy, welcome in. Ghost Bunny coming in, trying to scare me. You gotta be quicker than that, bud. Film, welcome on in. Hassan, good luck on the Fennekin. Guys, let's see if we can get this REGIDRAGO today. What do you guys say? Let's see if we can do it. And the good news is I got the counter set up. The auto counter is set up. I no longer have to hit a button, which is exciting. Home is finally working for you. That's good. The last time you were this early was 1997. Oh my goodness. That's a long time ago, Ari. Is that the Reggie from GameStop? I don't know what you mean by that, Galaxy. Chem Nation. Chem, I DM'd you what the issue was. It's embarrassing. Masuda hunting, Galarian Slowpoke at the moment. You got your Fennekin last night in 73 eggs. Good job, Go Looper. 5-0 first, Pokemon Legion. Welcome on in. I hope you're right. Cause Born. Oh, cause Born. I got you, Ari. Cause Born. Yeah, 97 was when I started my senior year of high school. REGIDRAGO. No, I still don't get it. Glad that your Delphox is now legal. Nice. I did, Hassan. I did. Good job. Yeah, I commented on that. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm sure a lot of people were commenting on it. You may not you may just not remember that I did too. Ice Queen, welcome on in. And what is up, Chrissy? Good to see you. James the Catboy, meow indeed. Hope you're doing well. I'll tell you what, it is nice not having to worry about the counter anymore. Kem's been living the sweet life, and now I'm happy I can be part of it too. That's right, it better shine today or else it's a bully. Maybe someday someone will understand. You know, it's important to have goals. Season finale, Ted Lasso today. Ooh, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. I am... With today's episode, I'm now 3 episodes behind. The last episode I watched was episode 9, so I gotta watch 10, 11, and now 12. Shiny hunting for Articuno and Blaze Black 2. Nice! I know Articuno is Chem Nation's favorite Pokemon. I'll tell you what, it's tough to fight the muscle memory, though. I gotta fight myself from, going and hitting a button on a keyboard. I'm liking Season 3 so far. I've heard mixed things about it. I think what benefited me was I didn't start watching it from the first time it aired. So I was able to binge the first 9 episodes of the season in a day like I did the other 2 seasons. And from everything I've been reading, I think that kind of helped. I think watching it week to week with the pacing the show has might have been a little slow for some people. John of Toast, good to see you. You're in a vehicle right now heading to London to watch bull riding. Well, I hope you're not driving right now. I hope you're a passenger. I'm doing fantastic, Jod. How are you doing? Been slower, but love the character development. I do too. I do too. And like I said, I think had I watched it week to week, I might have felt the pacing was a little slower. But binging it, I haven't noticed. I've been enjoying it just about as much as I did the first two seasons. I'm not going to be paying attention to the counter, guys, because I do have it automated now. So if you happen to notice that it isn't increasing, let me know. I know, John, we're all very lucky to be hanging out with the incredible legendary Airy, aren't we? You can't spell legendary without Airy if you change the Y to an I. Dragon it, welcome on in. Hefty Mom, we're talking about Ted Lasso. I know Hefty Dad has watched it. I don't know if you did or not. You won't be riding the bull good. Galaxy, you're a bean. Oh my goodness. Can't spell Hassan without Hassan. That's also correct. Your cousin's a legendary Pokemon. Wow. You got a pretty cool family. The Legend of Aries. I like that. He's a Shedinja. The legendary Pokemon Shedinja. I adopted child and their name is Airy. That's right, Galaxy. You did not watch Ted Lasso. Yeah, I know there's some language in that show, Hefty Mom, but it's a very positive, life-affirming show regardless. The Ghost Bunny cinematic universe expands. Wow, that's awesome. So how has everyone's week been so far? I haven't seen you guys since Sunday. You're expert ranked now on Pokemon Unite. Congratulations, Chrissy. You just started in that too, didn't you? Didn't you just start playing that game not too long ago? School's a drag. I'm sorry to hear that. It's been tiring, film. I'm sorry, buddy. It's been good, Chrissy. Good. Yeah, you jumped from beginner to expert pretty quick. Your week has been so god dang busy. When you're not working on the house, you're sick. Well, then I would say work on the house more so you can not be sick. Or you can be not sick. Tomorrow, Friday, Monday, and then you're done. Wow. Yes, happy, a wonderful Wednesday, everybody. Uh, Odds in Blaze Block 2 Redux are 1 in 512 base and 3 in 512 with Charm. Okay, that's nice. That's not bad. Your week has been depressing. I'm sorry to hear that, Hassan. Your school is overworked yet. Oh no, Dragonet. I'm sorry. And Zacho Gaming flexing that 4 months of membership. I'm doing fantastic, Zacho Gaming. How you doing? And can we get some member hype in the chat for Zacho Gaming? Member for 4 months. 3-star to Justice, Caldeo, Zekrom, and Huo, and Victini. Very nice, James. Good shinies. And a couple of those shiny locked in normal games, so that's going to be pretty cool. Billy, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Furtigal. It's got up a 7-hour-long horror story called The Left-Right Game. I'm not familiar with that one. It sounds terrifying, though. They removed the shiny lock. I figured if you got the shinies, I assumed that ROM hack had removed the shiny lock. Miomit, what's going on? Good to see you. They need to get rid of that live chat button. What do you mean? You mean get rid of top chat and keep it as live chat regardless? Because it is frustrating that every stream defaults to top chat. I wish that was a toggle in my YouTube settings. Tommy, welcome on in. Good to see you. And oh my goodness, Sideshow Gaming sending that $2.79 Canadian my way. Thank you so much, and thank you for the shiny luck. I appreciate it. Gotta go now? Alright, Chrissy. Have a good time. Be safe around them bulls. And Film, thank you for dropping that link. There's a button on mobile that says live chat, but every time you click it, it's... Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Ice Queen. Yeah, that makes no sense to me whatsoever. Yeah, makes no sense. Yeah, can we please get some dono hype in the chat for Zacho Gaming? What a legend. What does it do, sir? What's going on, Big Cheese? Good to see you, my friend. What's the point of Top Chat? So, I mean, I can understand it. I mean, it filters out some spammy messages, but it also filters out messages that aren't spammy. Nabil with the 10 dono. Thank you so much, Nabil. Good luck on the hunt. Thank you very much. What a legend Nabil is. Not only supportive of me, but supportive of a lot of other people. I know Nabil has been very supportive to Chem Nation recently. Always good to see you, my friend, and thank you for the luck. You had to stein your eye and turn in you, so please pray for you tomorrow when you go see the eye doctor. I'm sure the eye doctor visit will go fine, Tommy. That it's unfortunate, but it's not a very uncommon thing. I'm sure the doctors will be able to take care of that right away. Currently straddling a Thunder Dragon. I'm not sure if Mrs. Cheese would like to hear you. Never mind. Enjoy that Thunder Dragon, Big Cheese. I hope you get lots of good items from it. Ron G, the OG. What is going on, my friend? Good to see you. Great, that too. That too. What does Shiny Meloetta look like? I don't know offhand, to be honest. I'm sure Nabil can answer that pretty easily. You need one more horn and then you're dipping? Nice. I hope you get it quick, buddy. I don't know, Nightbot. I don't know. I never know, Nightbot. The most beautiful thing ever, both forms. That's all you can say. How did that command get changed? It used to be what would bring up huh, and then hung would bring up why. I'm gonna have to look into that. Saris, good to see you. It's active, just about out of the castle, so you can poke it and woo away. Nice. Aries farting up the chat. We need to get some air freshener in here. Looks like the auto counter is working pretty well. I'm very excited about this. Did you like my fart? You should make one that is IDK. The Nightbot just says okay. That's not a bad idea. Oh, now go Looper's farting too. Doing amazing transfers to the mines you want from Pokemon Home to Violet. Oh, very nice, Saris. Which ones? Here comes the redemption. After many years of precise and rigorous training, both physical and mental, Galactic Admin Ariana lets a mighty fart rip. For many generations, tales of this legendary fart will be told. Nice. Everyone does seem to be pretty gassy today, Dragonette. Drop say hi. I was telling you to go. Good luck once again, Hefty. I hope you get this Dragonhead soon. Thank you so much, Nabil. I really do appreciate you. I hope you know I definitely, absolutely, 100% mean that. You are such an amazing person in this community. I hope you have a great night, buddy. I love this auto counter. Mwah. Shout out to Chem Nation for letting me know about this auto counter. Hassan, what? I'm always nervous when someone asks me, guess what? But I ask what every time. Enamorous, Magirna, Heatran, Deancey, and much more. Nice. You're the best. Oh, Hassan, thank you so much. And thank you for being in like every single live stream. You're always the, if not the first, one of the first people here. I always appreciate you hanging out, buddy. How does Magirna look in the game? I would imagine it probably looks pretty cool. I haven't done anything with Home and Scarlet and Violet yet. I was talking to a friend of mine this morning about Home, and it could be next week. It could be 3 years from now. I don't know. But when we get the Regidrago, the Regieleki, and the Deoxys, we're going to have a big stream. It might be like multiple hours. It might be like 5 or 6 hours. Where I'm finally going to dump all of my Pokemon from all my games into Home and organized it. Your Home hasn't worked since the update. Ouch. That's surprising. Like, I know that they said it could take up to several hours for, or I think like up to a day for the rollout for everyone. But I would think by now you'd be able to get in. I honestly haven't checked the Switch version. I know my mobile version is updated. Palkia is massive and you love it. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that one day. Just bring in all the legendaries and just see how they look in Gen 9. Your eye is leaking. Aw, Tommy, I'm sorry, buddy. Master Release is awesome. Yeah, it'll be nice for the future. It's not really an issue for me right now. I've gotten used to just releasing the Pokemon as I hatch the eggs. Oh my goodness, Dragonets. I've got the hatch and release muscle memory down to a science. Oh, I hope so, Hassan. Ooga booga, what's going on, Lou? Good to see you, my friend. It's hard to wear your glasses too, I'm sure, Tommy. I'm sorry. I really hope the appointment tomorrow goes well. I'm sure it will. Ooga booga. Oh, trying to scare me. Lou, you sneaky, sneaky fellow. You little rapscallion. This reset seems to be a little slower than normal. At least it feels like it. Dirty rapscallion. Now the only thing to decide is who you want to have on your team. Are you going to do some competitive, Saris? Is that the plan? You going to put together a nice PvP team? Works now, did not last night though. That's good, film. That's good. Yeah, I do know they said that in order to keep the servers from crashing from all the traffic at once, they were going to slow roll the release across the world over the course of like 24 hours, so not everyone was logging in at the same time. It sounds like you just, unfortunately got put towards the back of the batch, but I'm glad you're in now. Possibly, Saris. Yeah, there's quite a few streamers. I'm not going to name anybody, but there are quite a few streamers that had scheduled streams for yesterday. I saw on Monday. I saw the day before home release. I saw there were quite a few streamers who had scheduled streams for yesterday that were going to be all based around home compatibility. And I thought to myself, man, you guys are tempting fate. You guys better hope you're not in the back end of the rollout, because if it gets to your stream time and your home still hasn't let you in, you're in trouble. King Swamp, what's going on, Justin? Good to see you. 0 and 115. You're good, Hassan. You're good. You're still like in the first quarter of that, or first 20% of that. Well, a little bit more than 20%. You're like 22% into the hunt. What's going on with home? Oh, King, I was just saying that home compatibility got released yesterday, but they were slow rolling it across the world. So not everyone was logging in at the same time and crashing it. So they said to allow up to 24 hours before your account is able to get in there. And I was saying there were a lot of streamers that on Monday had already scheduled streams based around home compatibility. And I just thought that was tempting fate a little too much to hope that by the time they started streaming, they'd be able to get in. With my luck, it wouldn't have happened. Home was meant to be out at 7 a.m. for you, but it came out at 7 p.m. Yeah, but Go Looper, who told you it was supposed to be out at 7 a.m.? Twy, what's going on? Good to see you, buddy. Chipotle's giving away free burritos. Home did. So what, do you mean home? Like you tried to get into home and it told you, sorry, you can't get in yet, but we will let you in at 7 a.m.? Actually, Cheese, some people do, but I mean more like, let's take Fennekin, for example. Fennekin is, before home compatibility was not available in the game, except through nefarious means. And there were people that were scheduling doing Fennekin Masuda hunts. Yes, maintenance will last until 7 a.m., but then they were slow rolling when people could get in there, so that not everyone was getting in at exactly 7 a.m. and crashing the servers. I'm just sad there's an error and put you back on the main screen. That stinks, film. I would try again later. Tomfoolery, not nefarious means. Potato, Twy. I want a free burrito. You're still very under odds. Yes, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. You're only about 22% through the hunt. Just made some banging homemade burgers. That sounds delicious. That's the last message I see, Hassan. If you did a message after that, YouTube blocked it. You're with your baby cousin. Okay. Justin, I saw your community post that you put out your schedule for the week. That's so smart. I need to get into the habit of doing that. I never do it. You hugged her, then pinched her cheeks because they were super chubby, and then she kissed your cheek. Aw, that's adorable, Hassan. That's adorable. Trying to come up with a somewhat steady lineup. It's important, right? It's important not only to build an audience, but also I think the YouTube algorithm likes to see consistency. What's going on, Sax? Good to see you, my friend. Guess what? I finally got the auto counter set up. It's finally working. I figured out what the issue was and I fixed it. And now it's working like a charm. E, what is going on? Good to see you. Jonas, what's up? Welcome in. I'm very excited about it. Not having to worry about like hitting the keyboard every time and did I forget to hit it and all that. Very nice. But like I said earlier, if for some reason you guys notice that the counter is not increasing, let me know, because now I'm not really paying attention to the counter. I'm paying attention to the chat and the REGIDRAGO arms. Would you say REGIDRAGO has arms, or would you say that REGIDRAGO has jaws? What do you refer to those two things on the side? Gonna have a theme week each month as well. They'll change some streams up. Oh, that's awesome, King Swamp. Ariana, zagged period is exactly what I clipped for the auto counter to increase. Once it sees zagged period, it increases the counter. Do you need Glastrier to complete the Crown Tundra decks? You do. NBA contest for winning a burrito. Oh, it's an NBA contest for winning a burrito. I gotcha. Arms, Jarms, Hungry Hands. Hungry Hands is pretty accurate. Yeah, so if there's anyone here that doesn't know about the auto counter, if you haven't been in Chem Nation's live streams lately, it's really cool. So the way it works is it's through this whole separate program that ties into the same counter text file that I was using beforehand. But what you do is you take a snippet of the game screen and say, and basically you say, hey, look at this photo I just snipped. Whenever the screen matches this photo, I want you to increase the counter by 1. So I took a snip of the text box there where it says zagged, and so now the auto counter knows that whenever it sees the word zagged on the screen, to increase the counter by 1. So what will come first, a Regi or evolution of each type? I would prefer... Honestly, I prefer an Eevee of each type. I prefer an evolution of each type. I know I am in the minority. I know there's a lot of people that think that they shouldn't do any more Regis, they shouldn't do any more Eevees. That the gimmick's kind of worn out, they'd rather have brand new Pokemon. And I understand that thought process, but dude, I am a completionist. I am a collector through and through. Game Freak started this. Game Freak started this concept. They need to finish it. Yeah, and I just prefer the evolutions to the Regis, right? Like, I just think they're better designs, and I just think they're more interesting. Shiny Drago, let's go. I hope you're right, Matt. Complete Pokedexes have gotten much more annoying each game. Well, I mean, it's always been about completing the entire decks, including the version exclusives. And even though they're not technically version exclusives, the REGIDRAGO, Regieleki, and the Glastrier, Spectrier, I still think of those the same way, right? Like you pick one in your game, just get a friend to pick the other one in their game, or if you're able to, start a second profile, capture the other one, put it into home, bring it from home into the other profile. Uh, I don't think it's really that different. The ones that can be annoying, especially like in Gen 7, were the one-of-a-kinds that evolve, like Type Null and Soul Valley, Poipole and Naganadel, because then like there has to be 2 complete playthroughs of a game in order to get it. What if said person has no friends or Pokemon home? You could say that about every Pokemon game since Red and Blue. And yeah, there is a free home. You get 1 box, which is more than what you need. Yeah, or you could just be crazy like Matt and I. Buy every game and do multiple playthroughs. Dragon Eevee for Gen 10 or Scarlet Violet DLC, a small and wholesome dragon, that'd be cool. But I mean, yeah, I mean, ever since Gen 1, the Red and Blue days, if you didn't have a friend, and there was no internet connectivity back then, the original brick Game Boy could not connect to the internet. If you didn't have an in real life friend that had a game, preferably the other game, you could not get the version exclusives, and you could not evolve Haunter, Graveler, Kadabra, or Machoke. And that's always been a mechanic for Pokemon since the very beginning. You had to roll with this for sub-evolutions forever. Game Boy Colors that had infrared. It does. It does. That's correct. I forgot about that. Remember the link cable days? I found a link cable when I was going through the video game stuff when I moved to the new house. I actually found a link cable. It's crazy. I think I might want to get on eBay at some point and buy another gray brick Game Boy. I no longer have my original Game Boy, but I would like to get one just to have it again. And from the prices I've seen, they're not terrible, which makes sense because there was like 1 billion Game Boys made back in the day. So you can get one for fairly cheap. Yeah, it's a good question, Ari. I'm not sure. I don't know if maybe the technology, specifically with the Pokemon games, hadn't developed enough to fully take advantage of the infrared, or if they just didn't want to depend upon that. But I know it was the same with the Game Boy Advance, too. Game Boy Advance, you had to have link cables. And then as the lifespan of the Game Boy Advance advanced, they released the gadgets, the little doohickeys that connected on top of the Game Boy Advance to allow for infrared localized trades. What, E? Field trip to Washington, D.C. Your friend a link cable, so you finally got to evolve them. Nice, Swamp. That's really cool. And I bet you remember that field trip like it was yesterday, and probably not for all the great sights you got to see in D.C. You remember it because you got to trade them Pokemon. Not yet, Billy. Hopefully soon. I'm ready for this hunt to be over. I'm ready to move on to Regieleki. Twi, you were wearing a blue shirt yesterday? No way. Twi, you're not going to believe this? So was I. Pokemon and seeing snow for the first time. Wow. That's nuts. I know there's a lot of people across the world that have never seen snow, but that's such a foreign concept to me. That's so strange to imagine not experiencing snow. We're legally mandated to be besties now. That's right, Twi Twi. You love the Kingdom Hearts series, but some things make getting the Platinum Trophy annoying and frustrating. Yeah, I'm not even close to getting the Platinum Trophy in the Kingdom Hearts games. Uh, but yeah, hopefully one day. You had the better version for the exclusive? I never had any friends play Pokemon as a kid. I only had Leaf Green, so I didn't even know about version exclusives, but you had the better version. I don't even remember what the exclusives were in Leaf Green and Fire Red. I mean, I would imagine it was Ekans, Sandshrew, Vulpix, Growlithe, maybe Scyther and Pinsir, Electabuzz and Magmar, but I can't remember which game had which. Bellsprout and Oddish? Was that an exclusive back in those days? Leaf Green had Ninetales. Nice. You got a game called Rune Factory 5 you might like. It's a mix of Pokemon and Final Fantasy. Well, those are two of my favorite franchises. Once you get them, you'll wear them like badges of honor to let people know you beat Lingering Will and all the data organization, all the secret bosses. That's right, E. That's going to be awesome. Ninetales is your absolute favorite Pokemon at the time. Ninetales is a really cool Pokemon and a gorgeous shiny. Shinies has a lot of thoughts. Everyone, buckle up. Here's your chance now to get out of here before it gets a little weird. By the way, Shinies, I like that idea. Mary, what is going on? Good to see you. Rune Factory is more like Harvest Moon, has been called Fantasy Harvest Moon and a dungeon crawler. I'll have to look into that. Burger is a very ambiguous and vague term. In my opinion, there are two types of... Oh, God. You know what? I'm not even going to keep reading these. I'm just going to say this in general to the chat, and I'm not saying this to specifically one person that takes things way too seriously and over the top. If there is a request in the video description to tell me something, it is completely open to interpretation. There is no right answer. It is however you want to answer it. So, to imply that I was looking for a specific type of answer is just annoying. You can no longer wear jeans of any kind due to your pinched sciatic nerve in your hip. Aw, Mary, I'm sorry. That stinks. You know what I like? I like how Shinies gives examples of the Steakhouse Burger and the Smash Burger, and all of his examples are restaurants that I don't have locally. Question of the day, what is the best? Good question, Ari. Mayo, lettuce, tomato, pickle, and fries on your burger, please. Nice. Good choices. He's teasing me, Jonas. You don't think he's being serious? Unfortunately, I think he's being 100% serious. Have we dropped a Shinies link yet, by the way? Shinies is kind of like my best friend, so if you're sub to me, you should be sub to him. Although looking at comparing subs, if you're sub to me, you're probably already sub to him. Take your burger in any form. Alright, so steakhouse style burger focuses more on the meat as focal point, and the toppings tend to complement that. Because of this, you can afford to have some stronger flavors. Tomato, mayo, ketchup, and cheese, delicious. That's a good one, King Swamp. Sorry, I've been staring at Synesty Butts. You know what, Matt? Whatever gets you through the day. We don't judge here. We don't shame here. As long as you're happy and you're not hurting someone else, you do you, man. Cheese, a chicken breast, tomato, a salad, and spicy sauce are your favorite burger parts. That sounds like an interesting burger. Dairy-free cheese for Mary, please. Sometimes you add bacon depending on how bad you've eaten that day. In my opinion, bacon can go with any meal. So on a steakhouse burger, you like a toast brioche bun, a slice of white onion raw, a slice of some top-tier cheddar, thick slices of pickles, lettuce, only French and crunchy, and I just said French instead of fresh. I'm sure someone's going to tease me for that. Go Looper says, grilled onions, cheese, and pickles with ketchup and mustard on the burgers you made. That sounds delicious, Go Looper. Need another authentic for the form decks. I haven't done that actually, Matt. I discounted that hunt a long time ago because I didn't feel like it was different enough visually, but now I'm thinking I do need to get the authentic Synesty and Poltergeist. Is a burger a sandwich, and is a sandwich a burger if it has meat? Good questions. Nice garlic aioli on the bun. The burger should be 1/3 the size of the whole burger. That's a perfect steakhouse burger. Okay. Onion and sauteed mushrooms. Yum. You don't really like burgers when they're the best, they're the messiest, and you hate looking like a monster while eating for the horror that someone will look at me. Ari, that's why we eat alone in the dark. We've had this conversation. You and I have had this conversation personally several times. People are not allowed to watch us eat. We eat alone and with no reflective surfaces around. For a smash burger, toasted diner style bun, double patty seasoned with only salt and pepper, American plastic cheese only, caramelized onions, and then your signature 420 sauce. Do I want to hear what that is? You'll pay a ridiculous amount of money to watch Ari eat a burger, but you would not. It would be a waste of time. One time you've been to a burger and the patty shot out of the floor, you were devastated. That would be terrible, Justin. I would hate that. If it ain't messy, it ain't good. That's very true about so many things. How can one take Pokemon and put them into home via the mobile app? So, using the mobile app, you can accept Pokemon from Pokemon Go. I think that's the only way you can do it with the mobile app. I don't think any other transferring into home is available on the mobile app. Smashburger has smaller meat portions, so new flavors accentuate. Excuse me. Showed up when you looked up all forms yesterday, so you're like, gives me something to do. So you hadn't done it either. This is fairly new to you as well. Yeah, I think I might end up doing that. I don't know if that's something I would do on stream or not. Plus FT2, I would pay so much that you'd have to eat a burger. That would be money wasted. If you ain't using garlic salt in your burger meat, you're doing it. Garlic salt in your burger meat, you're doing it wrong. Yes, Ari, very fair point. That is the closest you will ever get, and if you watch, if you pay attention, I cover my mouth when I take bites. Nick has a notepad for his burger preferences. When he goes out to eat, he has to supply specifics, or he goes all Karen. I could see that, cheese. I could absolutely see that. Nicole, welcome on in. Good to see you. 4 parts Japanese mayo, don't know what that is. 2 parts ketchup, 1 part yellow mustard, 2 tablespoons of finely diced dill pickles, pinch of garlic powder, and then pickle juice until thinned a bit. That is true, Twilight. You did literally have to pay for that. Yeah, if you guys are wondering what Ariana and Twilight are talking about, there is a members only video of me trying the combination sandwich, which is peanut butter and mayonnaise on toasted bread. It is, I guarantee, the only time anyone will ever actually see me eat on YouTube, like eat actual food, not just like munch on gummy bears. But you do have to pay for that. So that's what makes a great burger. Shinies, I'm not gonna lie, that all sounds delicious. That's right, Max. Sorry, it's been a long time, Max. It's been a long time, and I say this to everybody, especially if you don't come around for a while. If you want me to call you by a name, the best way to do it is to have that be your YouTube name. But I do remember now, Max. But anyway, Shinies, I would love for the eventual day that you cook me a burger. One stream I had the Mountain Dew was your favorite. That was a good stream. I love Shinies and Big Cheese's friendship because they love each other, but from the outside, it looks like they despise each other. Quick, name that song. Name that song. Shinies will feel unvalidated until someone names the song. You know Google's a thing, right, Nick? I'd name that song, but what if that's not the actual name because it FIFNet update its screen name? Good point, Ari. Das Google. Someone awesome. Welcome on in. Good to see you. David Allen Coe. You never even called me by my name. There you go. Now Nick can sleep. Ich bin ein Mad Swag. Mad Swag. Ich bin ein Half Mad Swag. 5100 is it for sure. I'm putting the PM7 guarantee. Oh, great Arcus, please, and Chads, please. Hashtag PM7. Hashtag M&JTV. Hashtag Cliff. Well, you know, with a guarantee like that, I guess we're definitely going to get the shiny here in 22 checks. Your mom is from Germany. That's cool. Do you know where, Justin? Where in Germany? Gotta go. So you're gonna drop a guarantee and then dip on out before it shows up. Oh my goodness. Hanover, okay. I lived in the Rhineland-Pfalz area for a few years, a little bit outside of Frankfurt. And shinies, I got down to Bavaria, I think once during that time, but back in the early 80s when we lived down there and I was just a little bitty baby hefty. Apparently we went down to Bavaria all the time. You lived in Kansas once. Me too, Ari. Where in Kansas? My dad, Hefty Dad, was a career serviceman in the Army. He was in the Army for 30 years. So when I was growing up, we moved around all the time. Yeah. So all the places that I have lived, uh, Georgia, Bad Kitzigen, Germany, um, Maryland, Virginia, Massachusetts, Kansas, Colorado, Dexheim, Germany, Bad Kreuznach, Germany, Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and then I went to college in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Northwest Kansas. I lived in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, just outside of Kansas City. One time you lived in Canada. Did you enjoy it, Toy Toy? Would you recommend it? You passed out because you got too excited. It's crazy hot out. It's in the 90s here right now, which is nuts. And now I live in a small box on your phone screen. That's right, Shinies. And it's the most comfortable place I've ever lived. Thank you for being an amazing landlord. You've never lived outside of Newcastle. Film also lived in Canada one time. Global warming. Yeah, it's crazy. I was thinking about today that it's the 31st of May, and I can't remember the last time it's been consistently in the 90s in May where I live. Louisiana, all your life. I wish I would have lived in more places down south. I mean, my whole family's from Georgia, and now my parents live in South Carolina. So I'm down there to visit a lot, but it's been forever and a day since I actually lived there. Like so long, like I don't even remember that far back. Literally the opposite end, basically around the border too. Gotcha. Okay. Never would never imagine moving so many times. It was Here's the thing. So moving around that much when I was growing up, um, in hindsight, in retrospect, it was kind of crappy, but it was the only thing I knew, right? It's not like I lived somewhere for a long time and then I started moving every couple years. Like moving every couple years was what was normal to me. Like the way I grew up, it was customary to change schools every year or two and start off making all brand new friends over and over and over. Um, Again, looking back, kind of stinks because I don't have any relationships that extend prior to college. So for the first almost 18 years of my life, there's no one I keep in contact with. But I also, because of moving around all the time, got to see a lot of really neat things that a lot of other kids would never have had the opportunity to see. I've seen a lot of this world. My one regret is I wish I wasn't a teenager when I saw the majority of Europe because I was a typical teenager. I didn't care about going on trips and seeing incredible sights. I just wanted to hang out with my friends. So I was like pretty mopey during those trips, and I wish I would have had a little bit more respect for it. But I got to experience a lot of things before graduating high school that not a lot of people can say. So it had its pros and its cons. You liked moving a lot, only because you didn't really have to try hard in school because they didn't keep up with the transfer grades that well. I have no idea. I don't even know what the deal was with my transfer grades. I don't know if that went smoothly. I don't know if that was a thing. I don't know if that caused any problems because I didn't have. I mean, hefty mom and hefty dad. I'm assuming took care of that stuff. I have no idea what happened with all that. You were gifted a copy of Tears of the Kingdom, and that paired with the Mocha Milkshake made your heart go. That's amazing. Someone awesome. What a wonderful, wonderful gesture right there. You only have one friend you talk to from high school. I mean, that doesn't make me feel better, King Swamp. I wish you had more friends you talked to from high school. But that does make me feel like perhaps I'm not the only one that doesn't keep in touch with people from back then. Moved a few times a month for several years, but rarely changed school. Oh, once every few months. Okay, that makes more sense, Twi. You've lived in every state on the East Coast except South Carolina. How did I not know that, Big Cheese? Quality over quantity, that's right. And that's funny. The one state you have not lived in is the state like I'm in the most nowadays. I mean, other than Pennsylvania, obviously, because that's where I live. You'll be camping in the Everglades in August. Nice, King Swamp. Don't get eaten by an alligator. T-Dog, good to see you, my friend. The grind's going well. I finally got this auto counter set up, so I don't even have to push any buttons on the keyboard. The counter counts up all by itself. How are you doing? How you been doing the last couple of days? One time you got eaten by an alligator, unswag. 0 out of 10, do not recommend Twi. Your first sip of caffeine you've had in literal months and it literally or nearly took you out. I'm sure someone awesome. How is that going? How's the pregnancy going? That's kind of a weird question now that I say it out loud. Your aunt made an interesting point about how you touch people's lives. She said, you forget about the people you meet because you meet so many, but all those people remember you. You think it's a little pretentious for you to think of yourself. It's neat to hear that from someone else. You know what? It's true, though. It's absolutely true. Guys, for good or for ill, you never know how your actions affect the people around you. But I guarantee they do. So you might as well make sure that it's a positive experience. True story. True story. This just happened last week. I was having a bit of an issue with someone else. Something had happened in our friendship. I wasn't sure exactly what it was. I had some ideas, but I was nervous about straight up asking because of what the possible response would be. So I had been avoiding it. I had been pretending the issue wasn't there, but it was really bothering me inside because this was someone that I had gotten fairly close to. And Dorian Dysart, if you guys don't know Dorian Dysart, fantastic dude. Half of the Dysart universe. Dorian, most weekdays, does a donut with a Dysart in the morning. And last week, he ended stream. And he always says something nice to everybody at the end of stream. And this particular day, he said something to the effect of, if there's something inside you bothering you, don't let it fester, get it out. And I sat there for a couple minutes after stream, and I thought, you know what? Gosh dang it, Dorian's right. So I got a hold of this person, and I said, hey, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm taking a leap here. Let's talk about this. And we talked about it, and long story short, I think we're closer now than we were before. And the next day, I messaged Dorian and I thanked him. I said, "Hey, you said this yesterday, and this is what happened because of it. So thank you." And that's exactly what I mean. Dorian had no idea that happened. He had no idea that was going to happen, but that was exactly what I needed to hear at that moment in time. And because of that, I was able to save a friendship that I cared a lot about. So, back to Aries' original point. You forget about the people you meet because you meet so many, but all those people remember you, and you touch so many people's lives. It's absolutely true. Whether you realize it or not, everyone around you on a day-to-day basis is affected by your actions and your words. So why not try and make that a positive experience? Sir Barnabas, welcome on in. Good to see you. Finally hit level 50 on Star Rail. Nice job, Go Looper. You're doing all right. Your partner's worried sick, but the twins are safe. I'm glad to hear that. Someone awesome. Very glad to hear that. Phil, thank you for being here. Enjoy the stream. I'll make sure I pop in a little bit to say hello. Can we get a film link drop as well? You've always tried to be nice to everyone, even strangers who you'll never see again. You know, it's... Why not, you know? Like, when I'm like, you know, going to the convenience store or something, and I pass by someone at the door and we make eye contact, I give them a little smile, you know? Why not? You know, something that's really popular in the South, or I should say very common in the South, that is not common at all up here in the Northeast, is when you pass by someone on the street, like when you're driving down the road and a car passes by you, they wave. Or if you're driving down the road and there's someone like in their front yard, they wave. And I remember being down the South and seeing that, like, asking Hefty Mom, Hefty Dad, like, do you know that person? And they're like, no. I'm like, why'd you wave? Why not? And so I try and do that now too. I get some weird looks sometimes, but you know, sometimes I get some people giving me waves back. Kirk, welcome on in. Good to see you. Takes more energy to be mean or rude to someone than it is to be nice. Very true, Justin. Very, very true. Being nice to people is so funny and you love it. That's awesome, Twi. You're from Alabama and you wave at everyone? There you go, T-Dog. Yeah, I don't know if we got any Northerners in here, but they'll know what I'm talking about. Up here, you wave at someone, you're going to get a very puzzled look back. You live in kind of a rough area, but everyone's so friendly here. The man smiles you guys wild just by walking around. Twi, if I ever saw you on the street, I would definitely smile at you. Or maybe the finger. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Outside my house yesterday, like, I'm just sitting in my living room playing Tears of the Kingdom, waiting for my friend to come over. And I just hear this car honking, like, nonstop. I'm like, what the heck is going on out there? I look out the window, and the FedEx ground truck had stopped in front of the house across the street. And there's this car behind the FedEx truck, furious. Like, this lady was flipping out. She was, I couldn't hear what she was saying, but based off of her face, I had a pretty good idea of what she was saying. She was irate that this FedEx truck would have the audacity to stop and drop off a package, slowing her down so that she could not move until the FedEx truck moved. Oh my goodness. The smile, you freaking love stranger smiles. They had nothing to give you, but still want to give you something to give you a little bit of happiness. Absolutely eerie. Northerners also like to use their car horn. There's a law in your city, if you use it too much, you get a ticket. Good, Kirk. Good. I hate the horn. I never use my horn. Even when I should use my horn, I don't use my horn. I've actually been backed into twice because I refuse to use my horn. Cars, like, I've been stopped and, like, cars have, like, started backing up and, like, I can tell it's coming, but I still don't hit the horn. That's not good. I should hit the horn when it's appropriate. I just hate the horn so much. Thank you, Twi. You have half a good face. Last time you used your horn was during your driver's test. When I took my driver's test to get my license, I took it in Georgia. It was the easiest driver's test ever. We were out in the boonies. The DMV was in the middle of nowhere. We left the parking lot, drove up to the red light, took a right, drove to the red light, took a right, drove to the red light, took a right, and then took a right back into the parking lot. And then I parked in the parking lot. Not parallel parked, but parked in a regular parking space. And the guy said, yep, here you go, and gave me my license. If you need to use your horn, you have enough time to avoid the situation. That's true. It's very true, Kirk. Well, Twi. I didn't mean that as an insult. I mean, look, Two-Face is like my second favorite Batman villain. So it's actually a compliment. Some people are disgusting, then you got this community, and that gives you hope there's still good in this world. And there is. And it exists outside this community, too. We're a very nice bunch of people, and I like how positive we are and supportive we are to each other. But we're just a little microcosm. There is a lot of good out in the world. There is more good than there is jerk out in the world. The problem is that the jerks have a louder voice than the nice people. So when you hear the jerky voices getting loud and cranky, just remember they're a vocal minority. Is it pronounced twee or twi? You know what, Kirk? I think you should go with twee. Or you can split the difference and do twee. Two-Face is a swag fellow, that's right. You're kind of like Two-Face, but your face is regular, and you're not much like him exactly, twee. You work in retail, so you see every day, but you see them as sheep. Throwing some, you know what, Billy? The way that sentence cut off on my window, you know, my little tab here, I just saw I'm throwing some fries in the air, and then I saw fryer. I was just imagining you, just for fun, taking a bag of fries and just chuck it up in the air to celebrate. Team Edward. Yeah, you know what? If I was going to be on team, I'd be on Team Edward too, Kirk. You're back. Already been busy with home since yesterday. Nice, Matt. Eventually, I'm going to do probably like a 5 or 6 hour stream, just combining all my shinies in home. That is a Billy thing to do. You're absolutely right, Tweetwy. McDonald's a rap video. Yesterday you lost the game? Hold on. Oh no! Her! Found out the Sky is charging 78 pounds to watch football games. You're forever illegally streaming. Oh my goodness. That will remain our secret. Team Volturi, they were the most vampire-like vampires in the entire series. That is true. Yeah, I still don't get it. I pretended like I got it. I didn't get it. I don't know why I'm lying to you guys to make myself feel like I'm cool. I got no idea what you're talking about, Kirk. Apparently everybody else does, but I'm just missing something. Got both the shiny living decks and regular living decks in order, plus all your extra legends, then all your extra shinies are just bundled together. Just trying to get all the forms in order now. Very cool. Very, very cool. Cool no matter what. Thank you, Sir Barnabas. That's nice of you to say. I don't know about the game. Apparently I don't know about the game. You were a side of the pillow, you'd be the cool side. McDad, I like that. You're awesome, McDad. Stop trying to seem cool, hefty, you're already cool, no effort needed. Thank you, Billy. I don't know. It's so stupid. Why do I like pretend I get something when I don't? Oh, I'm sure that's okay, Hassan. You can always do it now. It's a game that once you learn about it, you are always playing it. The point of the game is not to remember you were playing the game. If you remember, you have to tell someone. Okay. Hit the horn, hefty. Hefty Mom is behind in chat. Can someone tell Hefty Mom that she is about 5 minutes behind in chat? Yeah, the Minior colors, the Vivian patterns, both shiny, non-shiny, continue the shiny unknowns. I got those. What I do need to do, I realized, is I don't have all the non-shiny Flabebe, Floette, and Florges. I need to spend a little bit and go out and get those. I also need to get a regular non-shiny 3-segment Dunsparce and 3-family Mousehold, which I don't think would be too hard to do. You didn't remember you were playing it for years and Tiff got you yesterday? Oh no. I have an authentic non-shiny Poltegeist, so I need to get an authentic non-shiny Sinistea. And I need the shinies for both of those too. So shiny authentic Sinistea, shiny authentic Poltegeist, 3-family Mousehold, and 11 of the unknown. Those are the last of the forms I need. Sir Barnabas, thank you for the Kirklerks. Took you about 20 minutes to get 2 authentic Sinesteas and Scarlet? Yeah, I don't think that'll take too long. See, the nice thing about the authentic Sinesteas, the 3-family Mousehold, and the 3-segment Dunsparce is you just go and just like catch a whole bunch, right? Just go and catch a whole bunch and then evolve them, see what you get. I mean, Sinesteas you don't evolve, but you know what I'm saying. When they registered your Pokemon being in the league, that was cool, Justin. I did like that, especially in what was it? I think it was in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I liked that one a lot. Hashtag Sub Twilight, that's right. Tiff, welcome on in. Thank you for the Kirklarks, and congratulations again, Tiff, on getting that shiny Snorlax. What a great reaction. Caught 15 no luck. Watch the video. It turns out way quicker to check the buttons without encountering it between the Cliff and Alfrenaut. Check the buttons. What does that mean? No, I'm not going to do that, son. I'm not a paging service. Check the butts. Okay, all right, all right. Trying to clean your computer because it's been running so slow, but there just isn't enough soap and water. Clean your computer with soap and water. Oh, Twy, you silly Billy. What is going on, Zen? Good to see you. Zen just DM'd me a minute ago and asked what my thoughts were on the current Spider-Man comics. And I don't know if anybody here is reading Amazing Spider-Man. I'd be surprised if they were. But it's okay. It's definitely not my favorite favorite iteration of the comic. I'm kind of waiting for this whole what happened between Peter and Mary Jane thing to be done with. But it's okay. It's all right. I also don't like the fact that they've gotten to the point where like every 2 or 3 months, every issue of Amazing Spider-Man is a special issue that's like double size and therefore double priced. You got a new name, King Cyrus. Nice. King Cyrus Unbound God. Well, last time you kept up with Superior Spider-Man, that was a good series. I like the Superior Spider-Man series. I think it was pretty impressive, right? Because like I remember, and by the way, spoilers for like a 10-year-old storyline in a comic book. But when they did the whole brain swap between or mind swap between Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man, it's like, okay, this has been done a million times. Like, this is not a unique storyline at all. But then when Dr. Octopus died with Peter's mind in him, and Spider-Man was left with Dr. Octopus's mind in him, and so essentially Peter was dead, and Dr. Octopus took over as Spider-Man and did so for like over 2.5 years. That ended up being actually a really cool storyline. Emily, what is going on? Good to see you. Can't wait for the next Enter the Spider-Verse movie. That's this Friday, isn't it? I had the Spider-Verse Whopper last week before that. I was all excited. So I get to the drive-thru and I see they got a Spider-Verse Whopper. And the lady on the drive-thru is like, what can I get you? I'm like, I want that. Give me the Spider-Verse. And she's like, okay. And so I bought it. And I came home and I DM'd Oscartron. I was like, they got a Spider-Verse Whopper at Burger King. And he's like, what's on it? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't even read what it was. I just saw it and bought it. And I was a little disappointed to find out that basically it's just a Whopper with a red bun and some, what was the cheese? It was a unusual cheese. Like, not unusual, just not the regular cheese they put on there. But it was still good. I didn't realize just how much Peter's holding back the whole time. Exactly, Justin. Like, he ended up getting such a new... I don't want to say respect. I mean, I guess I do want to say respect. But really got a feel for what it was like for Peter all those years. Teenage boy again. Well, this is the comic Spider-Man, so we're talking early 30s. But yeah. Love them red buns. I do love them better red buns. And yes, cheese, you are an unusual cheese. Spider-Verse Whopper sounds like something you'd say and then laugh about for a really long time. It really does twi. You're right about that. Yeah, that's a little... I don't even want to say it's a pet peeve of mine. It's fine. I get it. I personally am looking forward to the day that we have a grown-up Spider-Man in the movies or TV shows or something. I understand that the teenage Spider-Man is the most relatable and it's the most familiar to everybody, but he's been aging over the years, albeit very, very slowly. I mean, he's been in his early 30s since probably the late 80s. Let's see here. Maybe Spider-Man, you're not a fan of. Miles Morales has made you love this lightsaber thing he has now. The lightsaber thing. I don't remember that. I'll have to go back and check. You wish the Morbius burger was real. What would be on a Morbius burger? You want the older Spider-Man yourself, Matt? Yeah. I'd just like to see it. Is Spider-Man a mutant? He is not. He is mutated, which is different from being a mutant. I'd like to see a Spider-Man Benjamin Button movie combo. Spider-Man just ages weirdly the whole time. You love Morbius. You wish Jared Leto was real. Could you imagine if Jared Leto was a real person? That'd be crazy. Love how in No Way Home Toby was weird for his web shooting. Yeah, that was strange. I think I remember reading an article or like an interview with Sam Raimi that said that he decided to make the organic web shooters because he thought that was more believable than a teenager developing actual web shooters. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Exactly, Justin. Exactly. Do I still? We've never done a comic talk stream. I did do, I think 7 or 8 comic talk videos. We've never done a stream. I've been getting. Look, I hear you guys. I pay attention to when you say things. I know there is a lot. There's a cult following for the comic talk stuff. And I promise we will get back into it. I don't know whether it'll be in video form or stream form, but I promise, just bear with me. We will get back into it. Spiders Man, I love Spiders Man Airy. He'd be called John Morbius. Mutants are born with their powers mutated, acquired after birth. Yeah, basically, yeah. Not always, but typically the mutant powers develop during puberty. Just another example of the X-Men being an allegory for feeling like an outcast or any sort of minority. But yeah, basically, it's genetics. It's inherent. Whereas being mutated means like you got bit by a radioactive spider. You were in the middle of the fallout of a gamma bomb, things like that. His favorite Spider-Man is Spider Pork because Spider Ham is a great character, and I'm so happy that probably about 4 years before Across the Spider-Verse came out, or is it Across the Spider-Verse or Enter the Spider-Verse? What was the first one? Anyway, the first Spider-Verse movie. About 4 years before that, I found a copy of Peter Porker Spider-Ham #1 and bought it for $5. Hassan, it is not affected by the Shiny Charm, unfortunately. Sax, you hate the organic web shooters? I'm not a fan personally. Your biggest pet peeve is when people associate things from the movies to the comics, which just don't apply right now. I understand what you're saying, Zen. I personally wouldn't go so far as to say that's my biggest pet peeve because I can't be annoyed by someone for not knowing something. I don't think that's fair. But I will say one of my biggest pet peeves is when something happens in the movies that is different from the comics, and then Marvel Comics decides to change the comics to match the movies. That bothers me. But like, I never get annoyed or upset at somebody if the only reference they have is the movies, because I totally understand that. What's it worth now? Let's see. Good question. Let me get on the old eBay and see what we could pick up a Peter Porker Spider Ham #1 for. I mean, it's not going to be like thousands of dollars or anything, but it'll definitely be more than $5. Oh, it was Marvel Tales. That's what it was. Marvel Tales #1 with Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Ham. Um, that has to be in bad shape. Yeah, that one is a little beat up. I'd say you could probably get Marvel Tales #1 first appearance of Spider-Ham for between $30 to $60, depending on the. There's one for $30 to $70, depending on the condition. So yeah, I mean, not paying the mortgage, but that is a nice, tidy little profit right there. Hello? There we go. How is it possible for them to retroactively change the comics? They just do, Ari. They just do. Like they'll start a new series and all of a sudden the characters uh match what they were in the movie. A perfect example of that is Guardians of the Galaxy. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I think they're fantastic. But for example, Star Lord in the comics is not that big of a goofball. That's all Chris Pratt. But after the Guardians of the Galaxy movie came out, when they started up a new Guardians of the Galaxy comic series, all of a sudden he's a goofball. Why would you say it's worthless, Justin? Oh, no, Ari, they don't do that. They don't actually steal all your comics back and take a pencil eraser to them, no. Um, they just pretend like none of it ever happened. Can you believe Chris Pratt was Mario Kart all along? I know. $2.50. How, Justin? How? How is it $2.50? That book is easily a $200 to $250 book. If you're talking about New Mutants 98. Unless it's like ripped to pieces. Yeah. Yeah, McDad, I hit the jackpot on that $5 book that's now 30 to 70 bucks. A live pool when, oh my gosh, jeez. Wasn't preserved well. Okay, so just the condition. I bet you, Justin, I bet you could still get a decent amount of money for it. I mean, as long as like it's in one piece, as long as it's not like missing pages or anything like that, even if it's in bad condition, I bet you could still sell it for at least like 25, 30 bucks. They made Drax a goofball when he has a story in their name. Well, Zen, to be fair, the iteration of Drax from when was that 2006 when Annihilation happened. That iteration of Drax is pretty bad A. But before that rebirth, back when he had like the full like costume and the cape and everything, he was a giant dum dum. He was a big dum dum. Um, Nothing missing but bent pages and worn. Yeah, you could. Yeah, Justin. It might say that the actual value is $2.50, but I bet you could sell it for more than that. See, that's the other thing. There's a difference between value and what people are actually going to pay for it, and it can work both ways, right? You could have something that apparently the value is $500, but you're going to be lucky to find a buyer that's willing to pay more than $300. Um, and vice versa. You could have a book that is valued at $2.50, but I bet you could easily find someone to buy that for 25 or 30 bucks. Since Deadpool is a Marvel, is he an immortal? I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know if I would say Deadpool is immortal. Pretty darn close to it. Deadpool isn't associated with MCU anymore. I thought. I can't believe I just said actually. Gosh dang it. Deadpool had not been part of the MCU up through now, but now that Disney bought Fox, in the future he will be part of the MCU. In the first two Deadpool movies, they made a lot of very tongue-in-cheek references to the MCU without officially calling out the MCU. Pratt Lord was too much like how Parker is supposed to be. Yes. The Deadpool skin in Fortnite, that's cool. Oh, Ari, I know it is. I know it is. And look, like I said before, I'm never going to, like, look, you want to talk about toxic community? I hate saying this. Hold on. To hunt Reggie Gigas a sword and shield, you have to save in front of the den and then reset right. I think so. I don't know, Hassan. I haven't done that hunt, but I think so. All right, Justin, thank you for being here. Take care. Have a great night. Give Kristen my love. But yeah, if you want to talk about a toxic community, I hate this. I hate it so much. Comic book fans are such a toxic community. Such a toxic community. And I'm very happy that that Zen is a fellow comic nerd like me and is not toxic. I'm glad I've been able to find another great person in that. You know, you go into a comic book community and you start talking about things that, like, ask questions or assume things from the movies are accurate to the comics, and you will get roasted alive, and it's so unfair. How can anyone be mad at someone for not knowing something, especially if they're trying to learn about that? That would be like going to school and going to a class and asking the teacher, hey, can you teach me about this? And the teacher calling you a dum-dum for not knowing it. Yeah, comic and gatekeepers are the worst, Justin. They really are. Now, are there comic book characters that I don't like? Yes. Are there writers I don't like? Yes. Are there decisions that the companies have made that I don't like? Yes. But if other people enjoy those things, good for them. I don't have to enjoy every single comic. You know what I mean? And one of the most annoying things is when comic fans get bent, like just get all up their own, because they've introduced a new character that doesn't fit within the mindset of what that fan thinks should be. And it's like, you know what? You can still like the characters you already like. You don't just because they create a new character you don't enjoy doesn't mean you have to bash on it. Just don't read it. I'm way going off on a tangent right now. Sky, welcome on in. Good to see you. I don't even assume things based off of news because I don't watch all of them. I just know what I know from you guys. And I think that's great, Ari. Like, you've taught me a lot about a lot of things. And, if I could answer, a couple of questions that you have, it'd be my honor. Tyrantrum, very true, Hassan. I am being quite the Tyrantrum right now. You enjoy my tangents? I'm glad someone does, Ice Queen. But, like, you know what? I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm just going to straight up come out and say it. I'm not going to dance around the topic anymore. When a majority of the Marvel Comics characters were created back in the 1960s, the target demographic were young white boys. They weren't interested in women. They weren't interested in other ethnicities. They were targeting at young white boys. And the majority of the characters reflected that. Not all of them. Black Panther first appeared in 1966, which was pretty early. And there are some others, Falcon, things like that. There were some women, but you read the original Fantastic Four or Avengers comics, it is embarrassing. It is like straight up embarrassing how they treated Invisible Woman, known at that time as Invisible Girl, and the Wasp. I mean, they were just straight up blonde ditzes that only cared about fashion, taking care of their men, and that's it. So, fast forward to the current generation, comic companies, including Marvel, start doing a lot more diversity, introducing new characters, and I am all about that. Go ahead and introduce all the LGBTQ characters you want, African American characters, female characters, Asian characters, Pacific Islander characters, Muslim characters. That's fine. I think it's important because comics are an escape from reality. I think it's important that everyone should be able to relate to a comic book character. That's the whole point of them. Escape your reality and live through the eyes of someone else for a while. So absolutely, Bring in all the diversity you can. However, don't bring in diversity just for diversity's sake. Don't create a brand new character, or worse, change an existing character just so you can check off a box on your diversity list. And two, don't be surprised if there's backlash when you replace an existing character with a diverse character, especially when you have movies coming out. Probably a bad idea to replace Steve Rogers with the Falcon, Iron Man with Riri Williams, and Thor with Jane Foster, all when the three of them have new movies coming out. But if you were getting salty about them introducing Miles Morales or Miss Marvel, or any of the multiple AAPI characters that have been introduced over the last couple of years, you need to take a look in the mirror and figure out why you're getting upset about that. Anyway, rant over. Sorry, Sky, I was just going off on a comic book rant. And yeah, the whole Jane Foster as Thor storyline actually was very well written, both for Jane and for Thor himself. I think a lot of people got bent out of shape just because Thor was a girl and didn't actually bother to read it, because it was a very well written story. These comics were written in a different time period with different socioeconomic atmospheres. Exactly, Chiefs. Max, yes, your prediction was wrong. T-Dog, you gotta go. Alright, I hope you have a blessed day/night too. I think Disney is doing that now with specific remakes of movies within their own IP. We were talking about this a couple streams ago, Cheese. I personally don't see any reason to remake the Disney movies. Leave the animated movies alone. They're fine the way they are. They don't need live action remakes. And I'm not going to get into any of the other inherent issues with those movies. And when I say inherent issues, I mean controversial parts. Not that there are issues. You guys know what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of controversy around these movies. I'm not even going to get into that. I just don't think the movies need to exist in the first place. But guys, that takes us halfway through the stream. I'm going to go on a quick break. I'll be back in a few minutes. I do care that you broke your elbow, Billy, and because of that, I'm putting you in charge while I'm gone. I hope that will help your elbow get better. Anyway, I'll be back in just a couple minutes. I finally finished your shiny decks. Good job, Sky. Congratulations. Hopefully, I can get one step closer tonight. Um, you know what? I'm not done with this tangent yet. I got one more thing to say, and this might be the most controversial thing I've ever said. But let me catch up on chat first. Uh, Superheroes or Pokemon become real? Which one? Max, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Cheese makes a good point about the boys. However, Pokemon can be terrifying too. I would say, though, that at least Pokemon are acting off of base instincts, whereas superheroes or super characters could have some nefarious goals and actions. You were watching a Jenny Tartakovsky AMA video, and you mentioned how cartoons are dying industry until Roger Rabbit remind the world how fun, expressive cartoons can be again. Who Framed Roger Rabbit was such a great movie. If you sit back and think about it, any kind of superhero depiction, there's never any talk of the day-to-day consequences or actions of super people affect, and the boys addresses that. You know what, Cheese? That is a rare thing. There are some comics you gotta go, all right, Max, have a great night. There are some comics that do address that. There's some fun ones. There's been a couple of series about the Gotham Police Department, which have been pretty cool. There's also a series that has been revived a few times in Marvel called Damage Control that is specifically about the people that have to clean up after all these attacks, which is pretty entertaining. All right, my hot take. Let's talk about Captain Marvel and Brie Larson. I'm going there. Let's talk about Captain Marvel and Brie Larson. I think Brie Larson got unfairly brutalized in the press junkets she did for the Captain Marvel movie. Everyone on the internet talks about how she said that Captain Marvel was not that white men shouldn't be watching the Captain Marvel movie. That's not at all what she said. She was asked about critics. She was asked about movie critics, and she was lamenting the lack of diversity in movie critics. That the majority of movie critics seem to be old white men, and it would be nice if there is some more diversity there, because she doesn't really care about what old white men think about the Captain Marvel movie, because they didn't make it for old white men. They made the Captain Marvel movie for women, to go along with what I was saying earlier about that relatability. And I totally get it. And Captain Marvel wasn't my favorite Marvel movie by any point, but I would imagine that it was a pretty popular movie amongst some women, just as Wonder Woman was. And that's totally fine. What I find very hypocritical is that people completely bash Captain Marvel for that idea that the movie was made for women to relate to, but praised Black Panther for giving African Americans a hero to rally around. I think it's very hypocritical. I love Black Panther. I thought the movie was good. I think Chadwick Boseman is a legend. But explain to me how those two things are different. Now, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Shiny Cornholio, good to see you. Finish your shiny decks, and you hope that when you give me shiny luck, and hope it actually works. I hope so, Sky. I'm ready for this hunt to be over. But I'm getting kicked if I say that to a Marvel fan. Absolutely. You love Wonder Woman. Brie Larson just seems stale and emotionless to you. Also acts like she got to stick up her butt. I'm not denying that, man. I'm not, like I said, Captain Marvel was not my favorite movie. I think, personally, you know who I would have loved to play Captain Marvel is, what's her name? Katie Sackhoff. She played Kara Thrace in Battlestar Galactica, and she plays what's her name in The Mandalorian. I think she would have been a perfect Captain Marvel. But the point being, like I said, it's all about that representation. Comic characters are not to be gatekept by one subsection of society. Everyone should be able to relate to somebody. By the way, I loved Brie Larson in The Room. Or no, not The Room. That's a totally different movie. The movie Room. I loved Brie Larson in Room. Loved her in 20. I forgot she was in 21 Jump Street. Now, I can tell you that sometimes it goes the other way as well, and I think there are some progressives out there that try and overcorrect. Let me give you an example. This one's going to be a little bit mature, and I apologize for the content, but there is a comic that came out probably about 5 years ago by Image Comics called Man Eaters, and it was written by Chelsea Kane, who is, or Chelsea Crane, I think, who's a New York Times best-selling author who is a feminist. And she wrote a Marvel Comics series called Mockingbird for a while until basically the comic fans lit their torches and grabbed their pitchforks and ran her out of Marvel. But she started this comic series for Image Comics called Man Eaters. It is kind of a sci-fi story. It's an allegory or an allegory, I never know how to pronounce that word, for women. The idea being that there was some sort of weird virus that went around the world, and that women, when they had that time within a month's, you know what I'm trying to get at. When women do the thing every month that women do, they turn into feral cats. And I know it sounds silly. And so to counteract this, the government issued all these bans, all these requirements and everything, all these required medicines and everything, basically to suppress those hormones within women. And so the whole series was a tale about subjugation of women. And it was controversial. It was a controversial series, absolutely, but not for the reason you would think. It was controversial because a lot of people wrote in complaining that the trans community was not represented in the comic. And my argument is there should be trans representation in comics, but it needs to make sense and it needs to have a point. That was not the appropriate place for it. And so she got destroyed online for not having that representation, and that made no sense to me whatsoever. How far am I in the new Zelda game? I have 55 shrines, 2 temples done, maybe 25 or 26 Koroks. Koroks. About that far. And maybe 45 hours in. Do you think they didn't use Kate Sackhoff? She wasn't dainty enough? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if she was ever considered. I just think she looked the part, and I think her character in Battlestar Galactica is very similar to Carol Danvers in the comics. The comic doesn't make sense in the first place. Not everyone who has a period is a woman. Well, I think my point, Eric, is that I don't agree with someone telling a story specifically to talk about the subjugation or the plight of one subsection of society and then getting upset because they aren't including another subsection along with it. We're just talking about comic books, Sky. Talking about comic books while looking for a REGIDRAGO. Yeah, my point is just that wasn't necessary to be brought into the story to begin with. It's been 5 days since you fired up this old Switch. Oh my goodness, Shiny Cornholio. What you been doing the last 5 days? Exactly, Ari. It's, she went out to write a story about one issue, and she basically got told that I'm not going to care about your storyline tackling this issue unless it also includes this other issue, which I think is unfair. Is it a bad thing you like old TV shows and movies, or is it a good thing? I mean, I guess it depends on what old TV shows and movies you're talking about. I mean, I love watching old TV shows and movies. Uh, no, I mean, I think that's fantastic. Binge watching Naruto and Beast Wars. Very nice. There were fries flying everywhere. You saved me a few sky fries. Thank you, Billy. Sky fries are my favorite type of fries. Off to dinner with the father-in-law. See you later. All right, Big Cheese. Have a good dinner. Gonna fall asleep twi. Sounds good. I wonder how many subs I just lost in the last 10 minutes. Hey, none. All right. Not canceled yet. Getting ready for your movie next week. Is that coming out next week, Shiny Cornholio? You think it was very informative? Thank you, Ice Queen. I'm lucky I don't have much comic fans here. I know. We're a toxic bunch, aren't we, Zen? As comic fans. Never cancel the bag. One day it'll happen. One day I'll say something stupid. You've only seen the movies, so cool to hear about other opinions and insights. Yeah, and like sometimes I do get bothered by how they interpret characters for the movies. Perfect example was I was not a fan at all of what they did with the character MODOK in Quantum Mania, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I know it's still a fairly new movie, so I'm not going to do any spoilers, but I wasn't a big fan of how they handled the character MODOK in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania. But I just have to remind myself that whether I like it or not, the movies are their own separate entity. It's never going to be exactly like the comics. It never was going to be exactly like the comics. Not to be rude, but you guys are mean when it comes to comics. What, comics fans? Comic fans can be very, very mean, Sky. That's true. 68.91 on Regirock. Oh my goodness, Shiny Cornholio. Why hasn't it shown up yet? MC is a different universe, and you treat it that way. Just find stuff that they change sometimes to be unnecessary. Yeah. I mean, and there's some things that there's some changes they make that didn't need to be made. Happy Ditto, welcome back in. Thank you for being a member for 3 months. You are happier now. Can we get some member hype in the chat for Happy Ditto? I know for a fact that two of my favorite people ever are comic fans, but I just can't help but picture comic fans as that one guy from The Simpsons. You know what? Actually, Twi, that's one of those rare stereotypes that's actually 100% true. 100% true. You wasn't either. You weren't either of MODOK. They could have done way better to incorporate Shatterstar before you can mulch in Deadpool 2. Yeah, yeah. There's another good example. Speaking of Deadpool, that I can kind of throw out there just because Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Negasonic Teenage Warhead was a character that literally existed in one comic book back in 2003. One issue she existed before she was killed by a Sentinel attack. Negasonic Teenage Warhead was a goth girl, a teenage goth girl that kind of looked like Goth-to-Tell, who could get like visions of the future. And so she knew she was going to die about 5 minutes before she did. That was Negasonic Teenage Warhead. So when they decided to do the Deadpool movie, they wanted to bring in a character, and they basically created this brand new character out of nowhere. Created this character from scratch, and the creators of the movie were looking through the list of characters that was available to them, and they saw the name Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and they loved the name right away, because who wouldn't? So, boom, the character in the Deadpool movies is now Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Couldn't be further from what the actual character was in the comics, and now Negasonic Teenage Warhead from the Deadpool movies is the character in the comics. She got brought back to life, and now she acts like that character. Powers changed, look changed, everything. I just don't get it. Look at the hugs. Love to see the hugs. Where is the shiny? I can't believe we're going to hit 5,300 encounters today. Did they ever explain power change, or is that a spoiler? When she got brought back to life, her powers were different. Comic books. You don't know what to do anymore in Pokemon. Talk to Mantine Matt. Mantine Matt finished his shiny dex several months ago, and he's just doing random stuff now. Seems like a lot to change. It does, but at the same time, it's not. Because like I said, she was only ever in one comic book 20 years ago. So, if you didn't read that one comic, you probably thought she was a brand new character anyway. Finish your Scarlet Shiny Dex. Yeah, talk to Matt. Talk to Matt. He's probably got some ideas for you. I don't know if he's still around. That's your favorite thing about comics, characters getting brought back to life. Thank you, Death of Superman, for that to influence other comics to do the same. Yeah, no one stays dead in comic books except for Uncle Ben. That's it. Everyone gets brought back eventually. Free my boy Uncle Ben. Twi. No. No. That's sacred. Kelsey, what is going on, Kelsey? Good to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Just got done eating and doing some dishes and laundry. I need to eat some food after this. Have I watched the Witcher show? You know what? Thank you for the reminder, Ice Queen. I need to put that back on my radar. over Christmas, I finally started watching it. And I got, I think, like 5 episodes in the first season, and I was enjoying it. I was enjoying it, but once the holidays were over, it just kind of fell off my radar again. Death of Marvel as well. He's probably been brought back. He's been, he's never. That's a good point, Zen. He's never officially been brought back, but he has been brought back due to like time travel shenanigans or ghosty encounters and things like that. After REGIDRAGO, we're going to jump right into Regilucky. Then after Regilucky, we're going to go back to Deoxys. I appreciate that, Ice Queen. I really do. I believe it or not, I'm a huge TV and movie guy, but ever since I started streaming and hanging out with all of y'all, the amount of shows and movies I watch has decreased dramatically, and I don't know how exactly that happens. I don't know how streaming for 3 hours, 4 days a week, or maybe sometimes 5 days a week, can end up getting me so behind on so many shows. When I said die, your computer died. Oh no! Sorry to hear that, Happy Ditto. Don't watch anything nowadays. The most stuff I watch nowadays is reaction videos. I know Shinies will make fun of me for this, but I am like so hardcore into reaction videos now. Rewatching some of my favorite movies and television shows with people watching it for the first time. It's also a nice way to quickly rewatch something. Like, instead of having to watch all 8 seasons of Game of Thrones at an hour an episode, I can breeze through like 2 or 3 episodes an hour. I finished all The Walking Dead. I stopped watching that, I think, after the 3rd season. I wasn't a fan of the pacing, and I wasn't a fan of some of the characters. But some of them were incredible. Michonne, absolutely amazing. Of course, Daryl Dixon, great character. Created for the show, too. Was not in the comic books. I love the Walking Dead comic book, though. I read the entire series. Absolutely love it. And then, probably about 2 years after they finished the series, they started re-releasing it as Walking Dead Deluxe, where every 2 weeks they release another issue where it's the remastered version, this time in color. If you guys didn't know, the Walking Dead comic was always in black and white, but now they're re-releasing it all in color, so that's pretty fun. You just play video games. I fall behind on comics as well. I have been too, Zen. I've been very actively working on that the last few weeks. I've had a huge stack of comics I need to catch up on, and I am getting my way through it. I finally got caught up on all of my Marvel stuff. And then I caught up on a couple of Batman miniseries. So now, what I have on my nightstand right now is all my Batman comics for the last year and a half are sitting there waiting for me to read them. I think 139 just came out, and I got to read everything from 118 on. But Chip Zdarsky, who's a great writer that I really enjoy, he's writing Batman now. So I'm excited to get to that point where I'm at right now. I think Williamson. I think John Williamson is writing it right now. So I gotta finish getting through that, and then I'll get to the Zdarsky stuff. Is it possible to read the comics after watching a show? You have a hard time reading a book after you see a movie adaptation. So here's the nice thing about comics is there's always new stories, right? So if you were to watch a movie and then jump into a comic book, it's not going to be the same storyline. They're going to have moved well past that. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, I like the movie version of the story better, because it's going to be a completely different story. Comic books are basically soap operas. They've been running nonstop for 60, 70, 80 years. Just, new adventures every time. I will tell you that when I first got into comics, my first comic was Amazing Spider-Man 347, It was the last part of a 3 or 4 issue Venom story. So I jumped in. I had no idea what the heck was going on. I didn't know who this black gooey guy was that was chasing Spider-Man. I didn't know why they were on a deserted island. I didn't know who this guy was that Aunt May was hanging out with. I didn't know why Mary Jane was all upset. But I was curious. It hooked me enough that I picked up the next issue. Um, and that's how I got into comics. If you are interested in trying out some comics, I could certainly give recommendations on places to start based off of the character. That's also a nice little plug, which is how this conversation started in the first place. If you go to my channel, there's a playlist called Comic Talk with Hefty. I think there's 7 or 8 videos there where I give recommendations on collected stories that you can read about certain characters and things that you might enjoy that you don't really need to have any prior knowledge to read. I've been listening to Comics Explained, breaking down comic stories, found it quicker and he breaks them down pretty well. Yeah, I've heard great things about that. I think I've watched a couple of those videos too. Am I happy for summer? Always. Summer is my favorite season. I love summer. Is it just Marvel? No, Marvel, some DC, and some independent comics I talk about there. Just not the art style. That's fair. That's fair. If you don't like comic book art, that's fair. I will say that I wouldn't say there is a comic art style. Every artist has kind of a different style. They can vary wildly. Do I like Animal Crossing? I do. I recently got into Animal Crossing. Honestly, I haven't picked it up since Tears of the Kingdom came out, but I have been enjoying it. Sandman has such a neat art style. It really does. Yeah, I sent you some pictures of that, haven't I, Ari? Plus, I'm sure you've looked up some stuff on your own. I'm loving Tears of the Kingdom, Kelsey. I'm loving it, in spite of the fact that it still has some mechanics that I hate. Um, Same with Breath of the Wild. I hate weapon durability. I hate limited pocket space. But but you know what? Despite those issues, I love Breath of the Wild, and despite those issues, I love Tears of the Kingdom. That's right. That's right, Eric. You did. I apologize. I apologize. I forgot about that. You did buy the first book. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. New Year's resolution was not to cry about a movie this year. You might lose. What movie would you cry about, Happy Ditto? Might be annoying, but it makes the game more challenging. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, like I said, I'm still enjoying it. I would prefer not to have the dirt. It's the collector in me. Like, if I get a nice weapon, I'm never going to use it because I don't want it to break. So I'm stuck always using substandard weapons. Do I think the MCU will do Secret Wars well? I think it will do Secret Wars well for the MCU. Zen, I'm telling you right now, throw out any expectations about Secret Wars being anything like the comic books were. Guardians of the Galaxy, oh my gosh, I cried so many times during Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Multiple times I cried. And second time in my life, I cried because of how beautiful an action scene was. I was just overwhelmed with emotion watching how glorious this one action scene was. I started crying. The message not found sword is indestructible. Sax. You're still rocking that, aren't you? Yeah, I have heard about that. I have heard about that Ice Queen. I haven't gotten to that area yet, though. I do have one weapon specifically that's about to break that I'm holding on to just so I can use that Octorok to heal it. Waiting for Guardians 3 to be on Disney Plus because you hate the cinemas. Well, I can't imagine it's going to be too long because what? Quantum Mania came out in February and it's already on Disney Plus. That came out a few weeks ago. So I would imagine Guardians 3 will probably be on Disney Plus in July. I can't believe tomorrow's June. Yeah, then I don't know what they're going to do about Jonathan Majors. I really don't know. Um, and I hate to say it this way, but if they recast him, I'm personally fine with that. I wasn't a huge fan of his Kang. The movie show you're least looking forward to in Phase 3 is Thunder, or Phase 5 is Thunderbolts. Have they announced... I feel bad asking this. I should know this. Have they announced who the cast is going to be for Thunderbolts yet? I'm assuming U.S. Agent. I'm assuming Red Widow. Is it Red Widow or White Widow? Yelena Belova. Whatever her character's name is. Who else would be in it? He's guilty. They can either replace him as Kang or replace him with another villain like Doctor Doom. Yeah, but I mean, it's still going to throw a monkey wrench in for Kang Dynasty. My understanding is they're already done filming Loki season 2, so he's definitely in that because that's like done and being done in like post production right now, so that's in the can. But they haven't started filming Kang Dynasty yet. So unless they completely scrap that concept altogether, I think they're going to have to replace him. I think it's still speculation, but the rumors are true. You're not going to enjoy it. I don't know how I feel about the Thunderbolts getting the movie. I think the way they're doing it, kind of like as the Dark Avengers, is one thing. I would have loved to see an OG Thunderbolts movie, but I don't think that the characters that would be in the OG Thunderbolts movie have been, or I should say, there haven't been a lot of candidates to be in that movie. Keith from Black Widow and Falcon and the Winter Soldier are the ones in it. So yeah, U.S. Agent, Yelena Belova. Who else? I can't think of anybody else from those two that would... Oh, what? Red Guardian? Is Red Guardian in it? And I'm assuming, is it Vanessa? No, not Vanessa. What's her name? Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Is it DeFontaine? Winter Soldier? Oh, okay. Taskmaster. I'm not a fan of the MCU Taskmaster. Do I collect Funko? I don't, Ice Queen. I have one Funko which is right there in that box. You probably can't see it. It's a Vision. My good friend Big Cheese Thrifts got that for me for Christmas. I like Funkos. I can't collect them because I know if I start, I won't stop. And it's already getting kind of crazy with the Pokemon plushies. I got a box in the mail yesterday with another 5 plushies. Another 5 sitting cuties that I got from the Pokemon Center last week. Does it even have the copy ability? What, Taskmaster? I don't think she did. Yeah, I mean, I think Taskmaster is such a really cool character in the comics. Such a unique concept. His power in the comics is that he has like photographic reflexes or something like that. Basically, like if he sees someone do something, he can mimic that move. So like he watches tapes of Captain America fighting, and he's got all of Captain America's fighting styles. He watches tapes of Black Widow, and he can do all the moves like Black Widow can. Stuff like that. Spider-Man's agility, yada, yada, yada. And then on top of that, what's really cool about him is he's not like this, villain like out to like conquer the world or, doomsday weapons and all that. He runs a mercenary school. So like, whenever you see like the super villains and they have like all the henchmen running around, like let's use Pokemon as an analogy. So you got Team Rocket, right? You got Giovanni, who's the head of Team Rocket. Then you have all these Rocket grunts running around. Taskmaster runs a school to train these henchmen, who then get like rented out or sold to villains. So like Giovanni would come to Taskmaster and say, "Yo, I'm looking to take over Kanto. I need like 85, 90 henchmen." And Taskmaster would be like, "All right, no problem. I got a new class of recruits coming in right now. Give me like 2 weeks to train them. And then, pay me like X amount of dollars per person. And you can hire them to be your grunts." Taskmaster and Deathstroke are pretty similar. I would agree that a Taskmaster Deathstroke comparison, as far as character, is more accurate than a Deathstroke Deadpool comparison. You got a Groot with the dress on from the Disney Plus shorts. Nice, Ice Queen. That's cute. Whoever greenlit the MCU Taskmaster needs fired. Yeah, it's... With the comics, with the movies and the TV shows, sometimes I feel like the writers have a character in mind that they want to do. And instead of having that be a brand new character, they decide that's going to be the interpretation of this Marvel character. Even though it has nothing to do with the Marvel character. You know what I mean? Like the character or the role that Taskmaster filled in Black Widow, I think was an interesting character. But there's no reason why that character had to be Taskmaster. You know what I'm saying? Same with like the Mandarin. Same with... Let's see, who else? There's other ones I can't think of right now. That's what you're saying, Go Looper? Yeah. So, like, instead of adapting a Marvel character to the big screen, they've written a character on the big screen and are afterwards assigning them what character that's going to be. It's not Marvel, but perfect example of that is Joaquin Phoenix's Joker from the Joker movie. That was not the Joker. That was an amazing movie. It was an incredible story. Great writing, great acting. It did not have to be the Joker. It could have stood well all on its own, but Warner Brothers wanted to give it that Joker name recognition. Welcome back, Hefty Mom. Good to see you. Joker 2 isn't going to be nearly as good. I don't think it will either. I'm going to act really old for a minute. There was a great movie that came out in the mid to late 70s, I believe, called Network. If you guys are fans of good movies with a little bit of satire and great acting, check out the movie Network. Joker really reminded me of like a present era update of the movie Network. Hefty Dad said hi. Hi, Hefty Dad. And so I think Joker was a great standalone movie. Trying to turn it into a franchise, I think, is just going to water it down. And it's not going to... Because look, the Joker was not a comic book movie. It was a psychological drama. A very well done one. I think if you try and turn it into a franchise, you're going to lose what made the first one so good to begin with. So excited for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So curious how they do the spot in Spider-Man 2099. Yeah, and just a few days left to find out, right? It's getting hot in here. I gotta turn on the fan. So happy this counter is working so well. So who else is doing a shiny hunt right now? The Joker by Steve Miller Band. Great song. Yes, it is. Some people call me the Gangster of Love. Some people call me Maurice. Peeps got early screenings and said it was better than the first one. Nice. Take a little pasta break from your slowpoke hunt. Sounds good. I do enjoy some good pasta. Oh my gosh, are we ever going to get this shiny? I feel like we've been doing this hunt for 9 months. Have trio. What? Oh, because Hefty Mom and Hefty Dad are here. Oh yeah, Zen, I do remember that now that you showed me that panel. I forgot about that. It's the trifecta. That's right, Hefty Mom. Hefty the 517, father of Hefty and mother of Hefty. All three of us here at once. The last two hunts combined come to 119 eggs. So you know this one's going to go over odds. Unfortunately, probably so, Go Looper. On average, you should have an over odds hunt once every 3 hunts. The Amazing Spider-Man. This is a great year for Spider-Man. I'm not hating Amazing Spider-Man, but it's just it's not going to go down in history as one of my favorite runs. That's for sure. I'm just ready to move on. They've been building up this whole what happened to Mary Jane storyline for way too long. And now that we've pretty much gotten the resolution of that mystery, it feels a little underwhelming. Like, really? That's what I was waiting 25 issues to find out? You've only been over odds once, so you need to be humbled. Oh my goodness, Go Looper. You've got some great luck. Shining Umbreon Raid. Are you kidding me? Welcome on in, Intelio. Welcome in, the Fox. MLG, good to see you. Rian, you legend. Kyle, what's going on, buddy? Normally sons take their name from parents, not the other way around. Hey, I didn't name you. You named yourself, Hefty Dad. Longest was 950 reset Darkrai. Oh my gosh, the luck. There's Shining Umbreon. Hello, Tyler. How you doing? How was the hunt? Did you get the Fennekin? I'm doing well, Kyle. Thank you for asking. Just subbed. Thank you so much, Fox. And Lex, hello. Good to see you. Yeah, if you guys don't know me, my name is Hefty. I am a shiny Pokemon hunter. There's a notification coming through. Thank you so much, the Fox. Can we get some sub hype in the chat for the Fox? We are currently going for REGIDRAGO. We are way over odds. 5,220 encounters. It's a 1 in 40, 96 hunt. So we are over odds on this, but it is one of the last 8 huntable shiny Pokemon I need. So that's why we're doing it. Becca, what's going on? Good to see you. Gwen Stacy is far better than MJ in your opinion. I know some people think that, Go Looper. I grew up with Mary Jane. By the time I got into Spider-Man, he had been married to Mary Jane for a couple years. So it's going to be hard for anyone to ever beat MJ in my eyes. But I mean, I do like Gwen Stacy a lot. Kyle, thank you for the sub. Totodile Tail's coming in on that raid too. Good to see you, Blair. Hope you're doing well. And guys, on my side, I know you're all subbed to Shining Umbreon, the man, the myth, the legend, one of the greatest in the business, one of my personal role models. But do me a favor, why don't you click on that link that Ari dropped and just make sure that you're still subbed to him. Yeah, Spider-Man, Blair, Spider-Man, come on now. Tyler, I finally got my auto counter working today, so now I can be cool like Chem Nation. I don't have to hit any buttons on the keyboard. It auto counts. Thank you again for that raid. Is that a Kirk command? Yes, Kirk wrote that command. I specifically remember Kirk writing that command for Tyler. Mary Jane, great song by Rip James, absolutely. Anthony the Reggies in Gen 8 before you were streaming the same night you got Regieleki, you brought just a Switch and got the REGIDRAGO 3 checks later. Nuh-uh, come on, Tyler, seriously? More like Kim Nation's trying to be cool like you. Well, you know what? I can't argue with that, Kyle. In this case, though, he did do it first, so I got to give him a little bit of props. He's the one that let me know about this. Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe, that was a good series. That was a good series. Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe was a good one, too. Yeah, Last Dance with Mary Jane was a good song. That was huge my freshman year in high school, back in 94. That was playing like non-stop. Summer 94, that was playing everywhere. Drago is a square shiny. You know what? I don't even know, Tyler. Is that not normal? For this particular hunt, is the star normal or not the square? Because I know typically with wild hunts, square is pretty much guaranteed, but maybe these hunts are different in that aspect. Be back in a sec. Sounds good, MLG. Star is common for the Regis? I didn't realize that. So is it like, so are the Regis treated like eggs then in that aspect? Is it a 1 in 16 for it to be star? Or I mean 1 in 16 to be square? Come on, REGIDRAGO. You're going to embarrass me in front of Shining Umbreon. You got to hurry up and shine. Sarge, your legendary hints and Ultramoon spoiled yourself, set the bar for what you assumed legendary hints would always be. Exactly, Airy. Exactly. Power with Thunderbolt's cast, they basically all have the same powers. Super strength. Maybe run a little fast. Durability. Comparable to eggs, yeah, it's a special encounter hunt that are full odds. Berry tree shinies and mushroom impidimp are full odds and have star sparkles. I never knew that. Thank you, Tyler. See, I'm constantly learning things from Tyler. I feel like I know a lot about Pokemon, but Tyler is always teaching me things. You need a late nap. Go for it, Billy. You deserve a nap. Tyler saved my bacon once. I thought I was done with BDSP Poker Radar hunts for months. For months, I thought I had gotten all of them. And then one day, he just casually mentions Cacnea. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Is Cacnea a Poker Radar hunt? And he's like, yeah, it definitely is. And I still didn't have a shiny Cacnea. I was like, oh my gosh. So I went back, and for the next 2 days, I did Poker Radar hunts for shiny Cacnea and ended up with like 8 of them. There's a really cool berry tree in the Isle of Armor that has Applin, Appleton, or Flapple, depending on the version you have. That's cool. Killing most of the villains they use, and we don't have characters yet like Red Hulk, Punisher, Deadpool, Agent Venom. Yeah, I mean that would be a cool iteration of Thunderbolts to do. Red Hulk, Punisher, Deadpool, Venom, Elektra, Ghost Rider. That would be a neat version of Thunderbolts. But I wish we could do the classic Thunderbolts with Citizen V, Songbird, Mach 3, etc. You got to go and eat some tacos. All right, enjoy those tacos, Tyler. Thank you so much for the raid. Can we get another Tyler link drop, please, on his way out? Bless me. And give Jess my love. She'll understand what it means. Thank you, Becca. Becca, how are you doing? Can we get, now that the raid hype has died down a little bit, can we get a Becca link drop as well, please? Going over to the new house now. Love you guys so much. All right, Ari, have fun at the new house. I hope the work goes well. Yeah, exactly, Zen. I'm doing good, Becca. I'm doing well. Played a lot of Tears of the Kingdom this past weekend. Looking forward to playing it again this weekend. I don't play Tears of the Kingdom during the week. If I play it after work, I'll probably not go to bed until very, very late. And if I play it in the morning before work, I'll probably be very, very late to work. So I just do Tears of the Kingdom on the weekends. Thank you, Ron. Wonder when we'll see Ghost Rider in the MCU. That'd be pretty awesome. And technically, we saw Robbie Reyes in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I'm assuming Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still considered canon, even though no one ever talks about it. If Norman Reedus isn't Ghost Rider, you're going to be miffed. He would be a good Ghost Rider, actually. Zen, have you been reading the current Ghost Rider series? It is like the most horror... What's the word I'm looking for? It's a straight up horror genre comic right now. It's really enjoyable, but it's like not at all like the Ghost Rider I remember reading in the 90s. I mean, it is a straight up horror. It's really good. He's probably busy with his spin-off. Oh, that's right. I did hear he's getting a spin-off show. I'm going to hop off and go watch 2 more episodes of American Born Chinese. So you're watching that too. I know Hefty Mom has been watching it. I'm going to have to check it out. Everyone's talking about it. American Born Chinese on Disney+. Is Inhumans show considered canon? Yes. Yes, it was. Because I think there was some overlap with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The Monkey King is in it. It has to be awesome. Nice. Love the Monkey King. Really hope to see some more Shang-Chi. You know what? And Zen, I meant to DM this to you the other day, Zen, but I forgot to when we were talking about Phase 4. Shang-Chi was the movie that surprised me the most in Phase 4 with how much I enjoyed it. I went in with low expectations, and I loved it. It was such a fun movie. Even though they took uber liberties with the Mandarin, I really enjoyed the movie. I would like to see some more Shang-Chi. So, like, it's easy to say that my favorite Phase 4 movie was No Way Home or Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But I can't overlook Shang-Chi. That was the dark horse for me out of Phase 4. Like, it had no business being that enjoyable. I don't even enjoy Shang-Chi in the comic books that much. Cloak and Dagger, Marvel Runaways considered canon. Those two, I don't think so. I never finished Cloak and Dagger, by the way. I don't think those are considered canon. I think they fall kind of like into the same... Foxy, a gamer, flexing the 4 months of membership. Hey, dude, how are you doing today? I'm doing great, Foxy Gamer. How are you doing? Can we get some member hype in the chat for Foxy Gamer 222? I put Cloak and Dagger and Marvel Runaways in the same category as I would the Netflix series. Daredevil, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. In that they reference MCU stuff, but never blatantly. It's always kind of veiled with how they talk about it. You think C&D is not Runaways? You think so, Hefty Dad? I thought, huh, interesting. You might be right. Welcome back, MLG. Like, if you watch, like, Daredevil and Jessica Jones and all that, they'll refer to the events of the first Avengers movie, but they never say the word Avengers. They never say any of the names. Like, they never say, like, Hulk or Captain America or Thor. They talk about the green guy. They talk about the lightning god. But they never straight up come out and reference it, which I thought was kind of curious. All right, see you, Hefty Dad. Yeah, I never finished Cloak and Dagger. I got to do that. I enjoyed how it started. I think I watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes. Maybe even more than that. I don't know. That was just one season, right? Cloak and Dagger was just one season? I love the characters of Cloak and Dagger. Such a neat concept. It really is. And I love their relationship, right? It's completely platonic. But like they rely on each other so much. Like they have such a deep, loving connection. But it's, as far as I know, now I haven't read like every single Cloak and Dagger comic. But as far as I know, it's always stayed platonic. It's like it's a connection that kind of like transcends, regular love, which I just think is really cool. We're having a lot of comic talk tonight. More than usual. I hope I'm not alienating anybody on this stream with all the comic book talk. Obviously, we are mainly a Pokemon channel, but I am a huge comic fan. And it says right on my channel, if you read my About Me page, this channel is supposed to be a love letter to both Pokemon and comic books. And I have not been doing a lot of comic book content in quite a long time. The powers are cool. They are really cool. Don't read comic books, but you adore manga. Your recent obsession is Toilet Bound. I haven't heard of Toilet Bound, Fox. Tell me about that one. Ty Nelson, what is going on? Welcome in. You guys think we're ever going to get this REGIDRAGO to shine? Like, do you think it exists? I do use hefty trash bags. Despite what Cookie Eater may tell you, I do not use store brand trash bags. Welcome back, Hassan. Good to see you. When I get it, it'll be worth it. I think you're right, Ty. I think when we get it, we're going to be very excited. This might be my Arceus. Oh my gosh, MLG. Why would you say that? You're probably right, though. To avoid spoilers, it's about a ghost who haunts a school's bathroom and he grants wishes, and a girl went to him for a wish, didn't listen to his warnings, getting her in trouble. Uh-oh. Bounded to him, hence the name Toilet Bound. That's actually kind of cool, Fox. I like that. How old is that manga? Like, how many books have come out? This is your favorite hunt to watch on YouTube at the moment? Is it really, Ty? Do you mean mine specifically, or just any REGIDRAGO hunt? 19 must get a remake on Crunchyroll. Okay. Well, when it comes down Crunchyroll, I'm gonna have to check that out. Mine specifically, Ty. Well, that's very awesome. Thank you. I'm flattered. Shang-Chi, you weren't too familiar with him. You always preferred Iron Fist for martial arts characters. I mean, I think Iron Fist is objectively the more popular of the two because he's got like actual powers, right? He's got the actual Iron Fist, you know? Whereas Shang-Chi is just an absolute master in fighting. I mean, his comic was literally called Master of Kung Fu. Um, I mean, he is absolutely 100% a Bruce Lee ripoff. He was, created at the height of the kung fu craze in the United States when in the mid '70s, when everyone loved to watch kung fu movies. Um, I mean, he in the comics he even looks exactly like Bruce Lee. Um, I've been reading. He had a comic series recently. Ever since the movie came out, he had a comic series that lasted like 20 issues. I read that. It was pretty interesting. I still wouldn't say he's like a top tier character. Um, I like him. I don't love him, but I definitely enjoyed the movie. Like I said, I think I enjoy the movie version of Shang-Chi more than I enjoy the comic book version. Twi farting in my stream makes a sad, quiet sound. Everyone in the room turns and looks at them in disgust and disappointment. There's always next time. Kung Fu Hustle, that's a great movie, Fox. I love that movie. Who is that? That's Stephen Chow, right? I love Stephen Chow movies. Shaolin Shocker. Shaolin, that's something different. Shaolin Soccer was incredible too. Brooke, welcome back, Brooke. Good to see you. You like my gamer lights? Thank you, Twi. They cost me $10 at TJ Maxx. Yeah, Zen, agreed. But you know what? You and I were talking about it last fall too. Same with Riri Williams. I liked the Black Panther Wakanda Forever version of Ironheart more than I do the comics version. Kung Fu Hustle is a fantastic movie. Brooke, what are we having for dinner tonight? Shang-Chi and Captain America had a boxing match one time in the comics? Probably so. I will believe that, Zen. It's not a sandwich. You're making the kids a pizza. Very nice, Brooke. Brooke, when's the next time you're streaming? I'm sorry I couldn't join Mario Kart the other night, but I was a sleepy boy. I did get to fall asleep listening to your voice, though, so I can't think of a better way to doze off. Streaming Bramble tonight. What time is that, Brooke? Eight 30ish, maybe a little earlier. Okay. Okay. And can one of the mods please drop a Brooke link, please? Gang, Brooke is one of the best people in the whole wide world. A very supportive member of the community, a mod for like 90% of the channels you probably watch, and recently started streaming herself. Um, Make sure you go check out Brooke's channel if you haven't already. Give her some love. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Ron. For sub. Very nice, Ty. Thank you so much. Not true, by the way. Nice comic talks. Yeah, it's been fun, Zen. Like I said, I hope we didn't alienate too many people, but yeah, it's been a good conversation tonight. Me Raid, welcome back in, film. How was stream? Crimson, welcome on in. Thank you so much for the raid, film. Thank you, Ron. Guys, if you haven't checked out Film Master, another great mod, another great streamer. I know he just recently hit 100 subs. Get in on the ground floor while you can. He's been doing some great streams with Let's Go. Oh, what are the other games you did? Days Gone. What else? What else have you been doing? So now when you plan on ending and going on a raid, everyone leaves. Sorry about that. No worries, Phil. I totally get it. Absolutely, totally get it. We appreciate all raids. The fact that you looked at everyone that was streaming right now and you thought to come over here and direct your viewers to come over here, film whether they came or not, is just so sweet and so awesome, and I appreciate that. Let's go, DAs. Shinobi Striker, Days Gone, Little Nightmares. Okay, yeah, Shinobi Striker and Little Nightmares. Those are the two that I knew but couldn't think of the names. Lots of great content. Guys, I don't know if we're going to get this before we hit 5,300. It's not looking good. So you're still alive is a no-brainer. Can't often rage you. Yeah, I really do appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much. However, now I can't rage you, gosh darn it. Do you guys remember when I used to get shiny Pokemon on stream? I don't. Finishing up work. Sounds good, Ice Queen. Thank you for the Kirk lurks. Appreciate the thought. Would have been ending in 3 minutes anyways, and a little early, just getting hungry. Fair enough. Get some food, Film. You deserve it, buddy. Eat something yummy. God, I love this auto counter so much. I'm never going back. This is my life now. My life is now auto counter. Lily says nope. Lily, what's good in your life right now? Give me an update. How's your hair doing today? I'm even using my Chem Nation mug for good luck. Got the Simic going on. I'm getting to that point in the shiny hunt that the madness is starting to set in, and I'm starting to wonder if somehow me and everyone else missed the shiny when it showed up. I know that's not the case. Relatively speaking, going 52, almost 5,300 checks on a 4096 hunt is not very uncommon. But after you do a hunt for a long enough period of time, your brain starts going in weird directions. Your hair's a mess today, but it's manageable. Went to your first work meetings yesterday. You're going to have to remember to eat beforehand next time. Did they have a meeting over lunch, Billy? Did they have a meeting over lunchtime? You can't take away lunch. Next time, you should go to the meeting and hide a hot dog in your sleeve. And just eat the hot dog out of your sleeve during the meeting. Don't choke on it. I'm excited. After stream, I'm going to put on some I Think You Should Leave Season 3 and check it out, because that just dropped yesterday. When is Ron G going to start streaming? When are we going to see a Ron G stream? I would too, film. So 4 p.m. and it went on for 3 hours. They had a meeting over dinner time. That's not fair, Billy. That stinks. Yeah, gonna have to have some early dinner in that case. I bet you they didn't even have cookies laid out for you or anything. Just to be safe, though, you should probably start putting hot dogs in your pockets every day, just in case you need them. Yeah, I mean, it's always good to be prepared, right? Better safe than sorry. You never know when you're going to need a hot dog. What do I put on my hot dog? So typically I do what I consider to be a classic standard hot dog, which is ketchup, mustard, relish. Sometimes if I'm feeling a little fancy, throw some diced onion on there. That's like my go-to standard hot dog. Like if there were just hot dogs laid out, that's probably what I would eat the most of. Sometimes I do enjoy a good chili cheese dog. But my absolute favorite, and I don't have it all the time, but when I do, I really enjoy it. This was something that Hefty Dad taught me. It's a hot dog with coleslaw and ketchup. It's a slaw dog. It might sound strange, but I love them. They taste delicious. A good kraut dog with some spicy mustard is always good too. What about you, Ice Queen? What do you put on your hot dog? Is it sweet or slaw? I mean, I wouldn't say it's like overly sweet. Definitely creamy. It's got to be a creamy slaw. I don't think it has to be super sweet. It's got to be creamy enough that you can like spread it on the hot dog. You know what I mean? If it's more just like diced slaw, there you go. Hefty Mom says generally sweet slaw is preferred. If it's just like diced slaw, like almost like a like a diced onion, it's not as good. You need to it needs to have a little bit of that spreadability. Hefty Mom, I had no idea you were still here. Yeah, it has to be creamy. You know, like most toppings on hot dogs just don't give you sauerkraut. That's just nasty. Billy, you can send me all your sauerkraut if you want. I'll take it. You definitely try that. You love slaw, though hot dogs usually not your kind, not too kind to your stomach. Ah, I gotcha. You know, I've never tried on anything else, but I would imagine it would be the same sort of flavor profile if you put it like on a burger. I've never tried that, but I'm sure coleslaw and ketchup on a burger would be similar to what I enjoy about a slaw dog. Slaw and pulled pork sandwich. Hefty Mom, you've been lurking. Oh my goodness. Hefty Mom knows all the lingo now, guys. Hefty Mom has been learning. Slaw and a pulled pork sandwich. That's pretty good. I do enjoy a good pulled pork sandwich. Hefty Mom's learning all the streaming lingo. I'm very proud, Billy. Very, very proud. She's using the lingo. She's beaten Brock and Let's Go Pikachu. So much to be proud of Hefty Mom for. Oh my goodness, where is the shiny REGIDRAGO? Thank you very much. Now you're curious about my burger topping preference. Alright, if I'm making a burger at home, here's how I do it. Alright, here's how I do a burger at home. Potato bun. Burger cooked, obviously. Preferably grilled. We put mayonnaise on the top and bottom bun. And then on the bottom bun, you got your layer of mayo. Then you have the burger. On top of the burger, you have a slice of cheese. The cheese can be several different types of cheese if you want. I prefer doing a Swiss or a cheddar jack on my burgers. But you could also do a cheddar, an American, or you can do a provolone. It just doesn't melt as well. On top of that, throw on some mushrooms and some bacon. Then you put on the ketchup and mustard. On top of that, you put the pickles, then the lettuce, then the tomato. It's the food stream, that's right. Carson Smith, holy smokes, it's been a while since I've seen you. Will I ever get the shiny REGIDRAGO? It certainly doesn't feel like it, Carson. It certainly does not feel like I'm going to. Yeah, now I'm really hungry. I did not have dinner before I started streaming. I'm going straight to the fridge after stream is over. I did ask that question in the description. I certainly did. You haven't eaten yet either. Hefty Mom, go eat some food. It is my own fault. You're absolutely right, Ice Queen. It's my own fault. Guys, why can't I transfer Gimme Ghoul from Pokemon Go into Home yet? Why is that still locked? Blaze, what is going on, my friend? Good to see you. Film, thank you for the lurks. Can't transfer a shy Meowth from Sword into Violet, which is odd because Meowth is in the game. Wonder if it's G-Max power. Ooh, maybe that's why. Yeah, I haven't played around with Home yet. I've gotten into the mobile app Home, but I haven't gotten into the Switch Home yet. I haven't played around with that yet. Was it? No, never mind. Never mind, that was a silly question I was about to ask. I've been really busy lately. Well, I hope it's been good busy, Carson. Hope it's been a good busy and not a bad busy. You're good. Just been busy trying to finish classes. I hope you finish those up smoothly, plays. Oh yeah, I love mushrooms on burgers. I am a mushroom fan. That's one of those things that I thought was gross when I was a kid, but as I got older, I really started to appreciate mushrooms. You are inevitable. Carson Thanos over here. You too love a good mushroom. Billy, you and I are going to get together one day and just eat all the mushrooms and smile and giggle and have the best time ever. Set to finish next week. Hopefully there'll be clear time for you. I hope so, plays. Right at the finish line. That's awesome. Can't believe tomorrow's already Thursday. I love short weeks. I had off work on Monday. The week's almost over already. Welcome back, Go Looper. Come on, REGIDRAGO. Tomorrow's Happy Pride Month. That's right. June 1st tomorrow. Yeah, reset your Wi-Fi 4 times and it's just not working. Oh, that stinks, Go Looper. I'm sorry. That's frustrating. I hate it when my internet's not working right. So you saw a funny meme about mushrooms. Think about the first person discovering mushrooms and all their different effects. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, isn't it, Ice Queen, to think about that? You know what I often think about? So way back, well, I shouldn't say way back in the day, only a few hundred years ago. Only a few hundred years ago, the world was convinced that tomatoes were poisonous. The world was convinced that tomatoes were poisonous, and then one guy ate a tomato, and now we eat tomatoes all the time. What made that one person decide to eat a tomato? Why did he make that choice? I'm glad he did. But how do you go, the entire world has been saying for centuries that tomatoes are poisonous, but I don't believe them. I'm going to try it myself. You don't know how I grew up thinking that? It's crazy, Twi-Twi. Tweetwi, sorry. Tweetwi, Twi-Twi, I can't remember which way it's pronounced. But, yeah, it was crazy childhood thinking that. Surprisingly, the weather's fine right now. That's good. Wasn't it potatoes, not tomatoes? It might be true about potatoes as well. But I do know for a fact that tomatoes, the world thought were poisonous for a long, long time. Until something crazy like the 1700s or something. Which, in the history of the world, is like yesterday. You were in top chat. Oh my goodness, please. You missed all the best messages of the stream. Everyone knows the cool people hang out in live chat. I don't know. Oh, that's interesting. So they were poisonous, but it was because they were eating with poisonous metals made into utensils. It's pretty crazy. Not shiny. Oh my goodness, guys. Not shiny. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Guys, that's going to be it for the stream. We did 300 checks. We're now up to 5,300 encounters with REGIDRAGO. Still no shiny. We will be back Friday, I believe, doing Infinite Fusion. We'll be continuing this hunt on Saturday. Thank you guys so much for being here. We are going to go on a raid, though. Love if you come along on this raid with me. It won't be Pokemon. I'm telling you right now, we are going to go to a Zelda stream, so just heads up. But if you're coming on the raid, which I hope you do, two things. One, make sure you hit the like button. That's why we do these raids, to support other content creators, and the quickest, easiest, and possibly freest way to do that is to hit that like button. Sensei Steel, good to see you, buddy. Also, if you're coming on the raid, I ask you put in the chat hashtag Hefty Hype, just like this. It's Tears of the Kingdom MLG. He's opening up the map, so I don't think it's going to be very spoiler heavy. I think he's just exploring the map. But, warning, just the same. Anyway, put hashtag Hefty Hype in the chat once, but only once. Why once? Because we are not spammers. It's not who we are. That's not what we do. But I'll see you guys over there. Have a great rest of your night. And do something nice for someone tomorrow just because it's the right thing to do. Here is the link. I will see you guys over there. Love you all so much. And bye-bye.